Konosuba Volume 17 has finally been translated into English, and with it comes the conclusion to the series. And even now, as I am writing this script and now recording it, I don't think it's fully sunk in that one of my favourite series ever has come to an end. So in memory and in tribute to the series that touched my heart so deeply, in a way second only to Gintama, I'm going to begin a series of character analyses on the characters of Konosuba. And will prove that these characters are not shallow or tropey, and that they are just as deep and fleshed out as characters in other great series like Hunter x Hunter or One Piece. So of course, to start off this series with a bang, or better yet an explosion, I will first be exploring my favourite character in Konosuba, one of my top waifus, and the strongest use of explosion magic in the world, Megumin. This series will mainly be exploring anime only stuff, but I will reference things from the light novel when relevant. I will of course avoid plot spoilers as best I can and will give proper warning when discussing them. For Megumin in specific, I will have to reference her backstory a fair bit. However, since this wasn't shown in the light novel directly, instead in the Explosion spin-off novel, I doubt it'll be included in the anime, and if it is, well, it will probably only be in the form of an OVA. So if you really don't want to know her backstory and are anime only, well, just read the light novels as it will probably never be in the anime. Before we can discuss Megumin herself as a character, I think we must first explore the Crimson Demons as a clan, as while Megumin is a pretty standout example of the insanity that these super mages possess. The Crimson Demons are a race of genetically enhanced humans created for a cheat by some old geezer from Japan. They were made complete powerhouses in terms of magic, and all for some reason suffer from an extreme case of Chinobio or 8th grade syndrome. In short, they act like bloody JoJo characters. Also, fun fact, the modification rights for the Crimson Demons were a prize in a gacha machine. Only in Konosuba would that even be a thing. Over the top, dramatic as all hell, spewing stupid chants and wearing eye patches just because they look cool. Overall, the Crimson Demons are a load of absolute nutcases, though to be honest I bloody love them. And well, Megumin is a key example of a Crimson Demon. I mean, she wears an eye patch to look cool, she has long chants about destruction and explosions, she has some primal urge to kill everything in sight, and refuses to use any magic besides explosion magic, the strongest and most destructive of all spells. With the exception of Union, who acts like a sensible adult, all the Crimson Demons are nutcases from birth, with some weird traditions and ideals, so it's no surprise that Megumin ended up the way she did. And her identity as a Crimson Demon is very key to her personality, as one of the things she seems most proud of is her identity as a Crimson Demon and the status that comes with it. Okay, backstory time. As I said before, yes, I will be referencing the Explosion spin-off novel. However, I will not spoil the main story itself, so if you really don't want to hear this, then read the spin-off novel, or jump to this point in the video. Megumin from birth was an exemplary Crimson Demon. She was top of her class and as such gained lots of levels and skill points, with in theory the aim of learning advanced magic. However, unknown to anyone else at the time, it was not advanced magic Megumin was saving up her skill points for, it was explosion magic. I mean, she gained enough points for advanced magic way before the rest of her class, but kept saving up. But why did she want to learn explosion magic so much? Well, due to the influence of a travelling mage who saved her life with explosion magic. And well, from that day on, she was hooked and had one goal: to learn explosion magic. A trend you may notice throughout the video is that Megumin loves explosion magic. Anyway, as a child she was hardworking and persistent towards her goal, despite knowing the ridicule and flack she would receive if her goal was revealed. In a way, she was actually quite self-conscious about her dream, which seems at complete odds to her usual no-chill attitude, and although being a nutcase is a major part of her character, her more gentle and nervous side is also important, though that is something I will discuss later in the video. In order to save up money to become an adventurer, she tried to get a job in every way she could, and in order to gain XP for skill points, she killed hundreds of innocent and cute onion ducks because they are high in XP. When it came to her goal of becoming an explosion wielding adventurer who would kill the Demon King and then become the new Demon King, nothing else took priority. However, she was not uncompromising. When her sister was about to die to a monster attack, she went to learn advanced magic, only to be stopped by Union, who learned intermediate magic instead, which kind of just proves how much of a good friend Union is, as she sabotaged her own future just so Megumin could keep hold of her dream. but in true Megumin fashion, she then one-ups Union by saving her not long after with her first ever explosion. Okay, now the basics of Megumin's past are in place, I can start to peel back the layers of her character, starting with her role as a friend. As in Konosuba, she may be one of the truest and most shining examples of friendship. And if we are talking about friendship, then there is no better place to start than with Megumin's proclaimed rival, but let's be honest, best friend, Union. As I said before in the backstory section of this video, Union made a large sacrifice for Megumin. However, is the reverse not also true? At one point in their past, Union gave away her pocket money to a classmate due to that classmate saying they had a sick younger sibling and needed the money to buy medicine. Union, being gullible as all hell and getting high off being called a friend by her classmate, of course handed over her money. However, Megumin, being the good and righteous friend she was, didn't exactly stand idly by. Instead, she brewed a high-level healing potion which she could have sold for money, in all fairness, and gave it to the classmate in exchange for Union's money that she had given to her classmate. I mean, yes, Megumin was meddling in other people's business, but is a hero not someone that meddles when they don't need to? That is a quote from somewhere, but to be honest, I ain't really sure. Maybe my hero. Actually, yeah, I just looked it up, it's an All Might quote, but the point still stands. Megumin also, despite acting cold to Union, is always out playing with her, and throughout the light novel is worried about who she is hanging around with, in specific, Dust the Degenerate. Megumin really does care, and as shown in the movie, is genuinely worried about her village after being misled into thinking it was being attacked by the Demon King's army. And going back to Union, it is very much possible, and kind of hinted at, that the reason Megumin seemed to bully Union in school, and the reason that she is to an outside observer cruel to Union, is in order to keep her safe from those who may wish to abuse her naivety. As, are you really going to trick someone when there's an angry Megumin hanging around them all the time? Yeah, probably not. And since we know Megumin clearly does care for Union, this, for me at least, seems like a kind of logical explanation as to why Megumin is so mean to her. Or you could go the Yuri route, which is commented on multiple times in the light novel, as you know how kids are, they are mean to those that they like, though this has never been confirmed in the light novel, and is most likely not the case based on other stuff in the light novel, which I will not spoil. And of course Megumin has other friends beside Union, I mean she has an adventurous party after all. So next let us discuss her friendship with Aqua and Darkness, as well her relationship with Kazuma will be saved for its own section later in the video. Megumin cares about Aqua and Darkness a lot. When Darkness goes missing for some weird noble marriage business that I won't even bother explaining, Megumin spends half the time begging Kazuma to go save her, and the exact same thing happens anytime Aqua goes missing. She cares about her friends the most out of anyone in the party, and is the quickest to defend her friends when someone says something even slightly derogatory about them, though in all fairness if the target of the derogatory term is Kazuma, then Megumin will probably also insult Kazuma while in the process of defending him, but isn't slacking off and being mean to your friends like one of the most telltale signs of true friendship in real life. And quick tangent, I do feel Konosuba, much like Gintama, really captures the nature of true friendship and the interaction between friends. As friends fall out, get into stupid arguments, and at least in my friend group, spend half the time grilling each other. So Megumin is an exemplary pillar of friendship, and this love for her friends is a very telling part of her more timid side, which at least in the anime has not yet been fully explored to much of an extent. Though trust me, in later seasons we will definitely see Megumin's more timid and soft side, though before we probably talk further about her soft side, we must first discuss her bombastic and sadistic side. Megumin is a bit sadistic, and I don't think anyone can deny that. I mean, she gets pleasure from blowing things up, literally using the most powerful of offensive magic to reduce her targets who are often alive to mere ash. And if you think, well, it's only monsters and Demon King General she's blown into Kingdom Come, well, you'd be wrong, as in the light novel at multiple points in the story does she blow up innocent onion ducks for the XP. And I know I already mentioned this before, but come on, how could you blow up something so cute? And well, another clear indicator of Megumin's more sadistic side is the fact that for a while, Shimotsuke was referred to with the lovable nickname of Emergency Food Ration. And if you've watched this video, you may know my opinion on Shimotsuke. And now that I think about it, we have both a massive masochist in Darkness and a massive sadist in Megumin, just something I thought I would point out. But back on topic, Megumin can be ruthless at times, and get excessively angry when people mention her age or cup size, which is probably down to her insecurities about these things, as shown that at least some of the time her aggressive attitude is just a mask to hide her more timid personality. and this may be the reason that she didn't tell her fellow Crimson Demons that she wasn't going to learn advanced magic, as again she was kind of self-conscious of this fact, which goes against what it means to be a Crimson Demon, as one of the hallmarks of a Crimson Demon is their use of advanced magic. So this caused an internal conflict within Megumin of being a true Crimson Demon and being true to herself and her own passion. So by choosing to learn explosion magic instead of advanced magic, she is distancing herself from her clan, which may be a bit hard for Megumin, who proclaims herself to be, and probably believes herself to be, the strongest and most ideal example of a Crimson Demon. Megumin is the smartest member of the party, though whether she uses those smarts for the right things is really up for debate. As a Crimson Demon, she has a naturally high intelligence stat, and was top of her class at school, showing she was a smart girl amongst other smart girls. She's a master when it comes to magic, being able to master spells pretty easily, though she never learns them as explosions, and is also pretty good at the old potion brewing. However, she is a Konosuba character at the end of the day, so her intelligence is obviously coming at a cost. Just like how Darkness is really durable and strong but can't hit anything for the life of her, Megumin is really smart and a master of magic, but will only use explosion and does things counter to logic just to make a grand display or to achieve a stupid and often selfish goal. But even so, one should not forget Megumin is very smart, she just chooses to be an idiot in the way she applies these smarts. Megumin's love for her friends may only be second to her love for her family. Just kidding, her love for explosions tops them both, no questions asked. However, Megumin still really does care for her family. I mean, even when her and the gang are dirt poor, she will still send money back to her family every month, though out of consideration for her father's spending habits, even when she is balling, she doesn't send too much in one go. She also has a massive love for her sister and prides herself on being a model and amazing big sister. With her parents always working, it was basically up to Megumin to raise her sister a lot of the time, and as such taught Komeko lots of valuable lessons on how to beg for food and eat weird things you can find in the forest. This caring and motherly nature towards Komeko is even commented on by Kazuma in the light novel, and the fact she carries around loads of shopping coupons only points towards the conclusion she would be a good mother. And once again, this family love shows that Megumin is not just a destructive sadist with buckets of pride, but also a caring big sister who wants what is best for her family. In essence, she is a nuanced character with multiple character traits, and not some run-of-the-mill archetypal character that you often see her be labelled as. Once again, massive plot spoilers incoming, so if you haven't read the light novel then please skip ahead to this time here. Anime onlys, are you gone now? Great, because if I was anime only I would hate to have this spoiled for me. So Kazuma is a pretty big plot point in the light novel, as well Kazuma and Megumin's more, let's say, romantic relationship is front and centre for all to see. By the end of the series they are technically more than friends but less than lovers. However, after the promise Megumin made to Kazuma before they headed off to fight the Demon King, I guess afterwards they did become lovers officially. Megumin cares for Kazuma a lot, I mean he is the one and only person she loves in a romantic sense. She likes his uncomposed side, but also that he is a skilled leader. She likes how he is pervy, but also would chicken out when a sexual opportunity arises. And she likes how when he's poor he works hard, and how when he's rich he's lazy. I think at least some of Megumin's attraction comes from the fact he has multiple sides to his personality, and that's just like her. As I said before, Megumin is a kind person with a more bombastic side. She has two sides to her personality, which is something that at times she struggles with. So of course she is comforted by seeing not only that Kazuma also has multiple sides to his personality, but that he has no concern with showing them all off. I mean, she does say that he is a paradoxical, uncomposed normal person, but that she likes him for that reason. Megumin throughout her early years was often thought of by the other girls as being nothing but bravado and violence, without any room for girly things like romance, and this probably got to Megumin a bit, as well she did hide her more timid side, only showing it to her close friends. So the fact that she took the initiative and confessed to Kazuma speaks volumes of her love for him. When someone badmouths Kazuma, she is usually the first to defend him, and if you rewatch Kazuma's first death in the anime to the Winter Shogun, you can get a real feel of just how sad she was in that moment. And remember, this was presumably before she fell in love with him, and she really hadn't known him for that long. Megumin doesn't want much in life. She wants food, friends, explosions and a lover. Throughout the series we see her at her happiest when eating with her friends in the mansion, or when her and Kazuma are off firing explosions. Kazuma helped her overcome the sadness she felt from killing Wolbach, and was the one to tell her that explosion magic isn't a joke spell, and that there was nothing wrong with her choice in life to become an explosion user, when he chose not to spend her skill points in advanced magic at the end of Legend of Crimson. He in that scene, which is one of my favourites in anime period by the way, gives her life decisions worth by telling Megumin that there is nothing wrong with her being her and to be true to herself and keep doing what she loves, in this case explosions. And one neat bit of writing that I noticed is that by the end of the series, Kazuma is pretty much an expert in explosion magic, and since no one but Megumin really uses explosion magic with the exception of a certain lich, it's fair to say that behind Megumin, Kazuma may be the world's best expert on the spell. And well, what is the thing most closely tied to Megumin as a character? The spell Explosion. So by Kazuma being the only other person to understand explosion magic, it shows that he is the only person for Megumin, and since he understands the spell enough to use it first time, this could also point to Kazuma understanding Megumin the Explosion Girl better than any other. Also, am I not the only one that wants to see what happened after the story when Megumin found out Kazuma used Explosion? Please anime, add a scene for that when the last volume is adapted in a few decades time. And also, don't forget that by the end of the series, they had gained quite a few physical activities, so yeah, they are very close. And I honestly think that without Kazuma, Megumin wouldn't be nearly as happy as she is, and that he is the person that completes her in so many ways. And through her relationship with Kazuma, we, the viewers, get to see her more timid side on full display, and get to understand her on a much deeper level. One of the main pieces of advice I got from my recent Anime That Resonate With Me video is that I should speak personally in videos more often, and although I will mainly stay analytical, I thought for this video I would dedicate a section to my personal feelings. Megumin is my favourite female character in anime, and easily makes it into my top 10 favourite anime/manga characters of all time. And one way I personally like to display my love for something is through physical possessions, which is why I have so many anime posters and figures. So of course I have Megumin merchandise. I have my 2 figures, which I admittedly spent a lot of money on, but they are honestly some of my favourite pieces in my collection. This pillow, my mate got me for my birthday, and well, even my current desktop wallpaper is funny enough Megumin. So yeah, it may be pretty obvious that I like Megumin a lot. And another thing I often do is call Megumin a top waifu. And again, going back to my What Anime Resonates With Me video, the way I use the term waifu is merely a way for me to communicate a love for a character rather than anything romantic or sexual. In that for me, a waifu is just a female character I really much enjoy, and by using the word waifu, it gets across the point clearly that I really like the character. So yes, I call Megumin a waifu, but it's not like I have indecent feelings for this fictional character, more that I really enjoy them as a person and as a component to the story. Megumin in specific is very dear to my heart, as well she is part of a series that is really dear to my heart. Konosuba is my 3rd favourite series ever, that has entertained me countless times and taught me many things. Megumin in specific has shown me that it's fine to be enthusiastic about what you love, and that you shouldn't let others hamper or discredit your love of something. And just like Megumin won't stay quiet about her love for explosions and will cast one every day without fail, I won't stay quiet about my love for anime and will upload a video about anime every week, mostly without fail. Megumin, much like a lot of Konosuba's cast, is someone I can relate to on some level, and as I said before, Megumin in particular has taught me many things. I can act very prideful, loud and memey at times, but I do have a softer and more emotional side, and once again Megumin has helped me to accept this about myself, as she is also a very prideful and loud person with a more sensitive side as well, but people still accept her for who she is, both sides and all. So yeah, I relate to her a lot, love her design, personality and implementation in the story, and that's basically why I like her character so much, simple as that. In conclusion, Megumin is nuanced and not your archetypal or stereotypical Chernobyl type character. She has a great pride and magical aptitude due to her identity as a Crimson Demon, but also a great love of explosions and destruction due to past events. She is a sensitive girl who cares deeply for her friends and suffers a conflict of her heritage and identity as a Crimson Demon and her choice to pursue a life of only explosion magic. She's a flawed character and not the best of people, but truly cares for those things she loves and will defend them even at the cost of ridicule. She is a brilliant case of how pride is a sin, but also for how even the most outwardly violent of people can be kind at heart, and that you can't judge a book by its cover. Megumin for me is a brilliantly crafted character, and this video is nowhere near enough to do her justice. Konosuba may be a comedy adventure for most, but it's also a character piece displaying flawed and as a result real feeling people in a relatable way that is both entertaining and heartwarming. So thank you for watching my dissection of Megumin's character, and make sure to stay tuned for the next video in the series, where I will explore my second favourite character in Konosuba and the fictional character that I may relate to more than any other, that being Sato Kazuma Desu. Comment of the week comes from a new AniTuber friend of mine, GJ Smith, who is a cultured man, evident by the fact Konosuba is his favourite anime. So thanks for the support, man, and if any of you have time, go check out his channel, there is some good stuff there. If you have any opinions on Megumin or Konosuba, then tell me in the comment section below, and if you have a suggestion for a future video, then again the comment section is funny enough down below. Also don't forget to check out my Twitter at SevTheS for channel updates and just general chatter, and of course my DMs are always open if you want to talk to me in private, or my Instagram at SevTheSin_cosplay to see my cosplays or random anime merchandise. So with all that said and done, I have been Sev the Sin, the deadly sin of geek, and I am signing out. Stay safe everyone.